Hi, East Dallas Greater Good. My name is Syed and I'm running for Dallas City Council District 2. Thank you for this opportunity to give me an opportunity to share this video and share a little bit about my campaign and who I am as a person. All right, so what neighborhood do I live in? I live in Farmers Market, and this is where you will see me spending most of my time, either eating across the street and supporting our local businesses or walking one or two of our crazy dogs. What do I hope to accomplish in my first term? I would like to work with mayor and council to implement a trauma-informed public safety model, and this addresses re-traumatization in our community, particularly of youth, and it also addresses secondary trauma for police and fire. I think we're long overdue for addressing trauma in our community, and I believe strongly that we can work with this model to create change and impact in the city of Dallas. The second thing is bringing back a medical authority and in public health under the city's purview. We are currently using the resources that we have under our tool belt to address every issue we have in our city, and that is predominantly police and fire. And so when we talk about mental health and homelessness, that really does not fall under the purview of police, and yet they're continuously put in a position to address that. And so if we bring back public health, we will be able to apply for federal grants and funding that can help us build out the department and properly address how we address mental, behavioral health, and substance abuse in our city. Until we do that, we are going to continue to kick the can down the road and put a Band-Aid on the situation. But I believe strongly that those are the two biggest things that I would like to move forward with and work with mayor and council on making happen. Zoning is a hot topic for our area right now. Do you think we need to make changes to the way the city engages the community for input about zoning changes? And if so, how? Look, my belief is that if a community stands against something, then it's imperative that city council and city hall listen and act. So if residents of a community are saying, this does not make sense to us, this is not doing right by us, then it's time to take pause and see how you can do right by the people who are already living there. This is something that I've been hearing a lot while block walking. People feel that their voices are not being heard by City Hall, and it's absolutely imperative. We can't railroad people and to get things done. We have to do it with inclusion and making sure that they have a say in it as well. If elected, what 3 steps would you take to put our city on a firmer financial footing? Explore reinstating the Office of Public Health and applying for federal grants to help us build out that department so that we have adequate resources to address homelessness, mental behavioral health, and substance abuse in our city. I would also want to look at how are we supporting our nonprofits, and are we perhaps creating too much overhead by creating these administrative roles within the city that really aren't actually getting anything done, but in fact are creating more barriers and more overhead instead of actually helping the nonprofits and getting the work done on the ground. So that would be another consideration. And then the third thing is looking at departments that may not be providing essential services for the city or providing a clear return on taxpayer dollars. And finally, if you received a $1 million grant for the city and you could spend it any way you wanted to, what would you do with it and why? I would want to see that money focused on programs that are about racial healing and trauma therapy. We are coming out of a year where we are walking into one of the biggest mental health crises of our lifetime, coming out of COVID and then coming out of protests, and still not having a lot of tough conversations about how we heal as a community and how we address the trauma that continues to happen. And for people who cannot afford that care, how do they get that care? I think I would love to see that $1 million used for exactly that. I hope this was helpful in sharing a little bit about me and who I am as a person and where I stand on some key policy issues. I'm really excited to be a part of this race. For more information, please visit www.drsanasayed.com. It's DRSANASYED.com. And I look forward to seeing you at the polls. Please vote. We need your vote. We're one of the lowest voter turnout districts in the entire city. Early voting starts Monday and election day is May 1st. Thank you so much for caring about our city and for being interested in wanting to vote.